Hey, I don't think I'm going to turn the extra lights on for this one. Um, I'm just thinking about karma, about people in your life, about how age gives you perspective. The common phrase 20/20 hindsight. But sometimes you got to get really high before you get your sight. And I'm thinking about a time when I was young, maybe 16, that I had an antagonistic relationship at times with my father, but it was my fault as much as his, if not more. And I told him by the time I was 30, I'd be making more money than him. And in hindsight, I believe that by just respecting my father, I actually put some sort of curse on myself. The karma was like, you don't say that to Dad. That's rude, beyond rude, especially for someone that took care of you. Uh, but we delivered zingers at times to each other, and there was some tension. Cool now, but similar things said to me by someone today. Only I was the one that was never gonna, you know, and um, and I feel like it broke the curse. I feel like just having someone tell me that the way I told my dad that was what I deserved, and that I finally got it, and that is over. And it brought out in my mind a theory that I've been coming up with, um, that we have key points in our lives. And at these key points, events happen that put us on the right track or steer us back to the right track. And sometimes we've got way off track. And sometimes in the story, if you imagine like a string of Christmas tree lights, um, and one of them up here is lit up, and one of them, say, a foot down is lit up. I think sometimes you go in and you fill in those in-between lines just because that's the only sequence of events that can happen to bring you to the key point that you're destined to be at no matter what. And how much of that goes your way or is very uncomfortable or causes suffering is directly related to how close you are to the path you're supposed to be on. That you have harder corrections when you're further away from the key point that you're supposed to link up to in what you perceive as your upcoming future. And because of this, I think that that may be, in a cosmic sense, an understanding for some of the suffering that we go through. Because perhaps at a key point we chose left instead of right. And so you spent a period of your time traveling off in the total wrong direction. And then when the cosmic GPS kicked in, it's saying do a U-turn. Okay, sometimes we have to backtrack all the way to that key point in our life where we chose in a fashion that caused us to suffer and become farther away from our true destiny, and then trace our steps back up towards the direction we're supposed to be. Just trying to be reflective about events in my life as I look over decades and, not take it personally. Because if we say things like time and space are an illusion, if we say things like the real reality is not what your eyes see, shouldn't I be better at not letting it get to me? I mean, shouldn't I challenge myself in that regard? That the monks that just don't care, they got it. Because it's a dream. And when you wake up, you forget about it. And real life happens. Who knows what that is? Cosmic fairy lights going through the sky, you turn into a nebula. I don't know. I personally want to party on the rings of Saturn myself. Who knows? But just some reflections, and I thought to ramble that maybe it would stir some thoughts around in your head, and maybe between us we might find what's really out there. Love you. Bye.